So right now, Hollywood's got this problem, and it's called superhero fatigue. If you couldn't tell by Marvel Studios in the background behind me. So the other thing I'm kind of worried about is superhero fatigue in video games. And it's kind of interesting because I didn't realize how many superhero video games are actually in development right now. Now, granted, over the years there's been many of licensed superhero games that have done extremely well, such as the Arkham games. Let me tell you, Arkham City should have won Game of the Year over Skyrim. Period. End of story in 2011. Batman Arkham, Arkham Knight was pretty good, even though it flopped on the PC. On top of that, you have the Spider-Man games that do extremely well on the PlayStation, and then you got flops such as Superman 64. Let me tell you, that game is by far one of the most rage-inducing games I have ever played, and yet it still made the list of the biggest flops. And that's not even counting like the countless other ones that are adaptations from movies such as, Iron Man 2008, Catwoman from 2004 starring Halle Berry. Anyways, you guys, I found an article from Game Informer talking about every single game that is set to come out that has a superhero tie-in. So let's get into it. All right, take a look. Of course, everybody knows this screenshot, and this screenshot's actually from the upcoming Marvel Wolverine game. So I believe there's 6 games in total that this article is going to talk about. We're going to skip the opening because I've already kind of given the opening and my 2 cents on it. And that is Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. This game, I'm not really looking forward to because the title says it all. It's a Suicide Squad game, a government task force of incarcerated supervillains. Your mission is to take out Superman and the rest of the Justice League, developed by Rocksteady Studios. Now, granted, this game has been delayed quite a few times. On top of that, I saw trailers and I saw people complaining that this game has so many in-game currencies, like different types of currencies that you can purchase and you can earn in game. I know Rocksteady's last game, Arkham Knights, Arkham whatever the hell it is, the one that basically had you playing as the Robins, the Nightwings, and the Batgirls. That one didn't do too well. It didn't do hot at all. Anyways, this one, I have a feeling it's going to be along the same lines. I don't think this game's going to do well at all. I feel that Rocksteady's kind of lost their way after Arkham Knight, and it kind of disappoints me. I think this is going to be a big old stinker, and I think this game was supposed to be out like last year, and now it's saying right here it's projected February 2nd, 2024. So we're far beyond when it should have been released, but I know it's been delayed quite a few times. Marvel's Wolverine. So this one is being tackled by Insomniac Studios, the same studios that have done the Marvel Spider-Man games. And Insomniac, they've done some bangers out there of games. And I mean, the only thing we really know that they've released legally was the teaser trailer back I think it's been over a year ago they released that cinematic teaser trailer. But for the most part, we don't have anything other than what was like obviously a hack that came to us. It's not that we don't have much. They've been really, in my opinion, when it comes to games, period, end of story, they definitely announced the games way too ahead of time. Because as of right now, they're saying that this Marvel Wolverine game isn't set to be released until 2026. We just entered 2024, by the way. So we'll have to see. It really makes me wonder. Right here it says, Insomniac Games confirmed it will have a mature tone and that it will take place in the same universe as the Spider-Man games. Okay, that was what I was wondering. I was wondering if it's taking place in the Spider-Man games. Because let me tell you, the Spider-Man games are freaking amazing. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. And if you don't feel like playing it or you don't have a PlayStation, go to my channel, check it out. I have a playthrough, actually, of the Spider-Man games. Freaking awesome. Wonder Woman. At long last, the most iconic superhero heroine ever is getting a standalone video game announced during the 2021 Game Awards. Again, announced way too soon. We're in 2023. Well, actually, we're in 2024. So we're almost, 2 years and some change since they announced it at the Game Awards. I didn't even know this game was coming out. Wonder Woman is being developed by Monolith, the team behind Middle Earth, Shadows of Mordor, War, Fear. So far, we know the game is an open world single player adventure powered by the Middle Earth's revolutionary Nemesis system, which I will admit, the Shadows of War and the Shadows of Middle Earth, Shadows of Mordor, like those are amazing games. Those are great games. They are very, if you haven't played them, they're very, very similar to like how Batman Arkham City, Arkham Knight, Arkham Asylum, how the battle system works in there. There's obviously going to be upgrades, all kinds of stuff like that. So if they just play, if they just stick to the tried true system and try instead of trying to be like pay to win, pay to win, pay to win, I think that this might potentially be a good game. So this Wonder Woman game potentially might stand a chance. Especially with the Nemesis system. The Nemesis system is actually pretty cool because the one thing I will admit when it comes to the Nemesis system as well is that it adapts to you. So just keep that in mind. Skydance's Marvel game. Some predicted Skydance's big Marvel project to be a Fantastic Four related, but we're getting something entirely different and exciting instead. The team led by the Uncharted writer Amy Hennig is working on the World War II adventure starring Captain America and Black Panther's Azari, grandfather to T'Challa. The superheroes will battle Nazi Hydra alongside the Howling Commandos, Gabriel Jones, and Wakandian spies. Despite featuring 4 protagonists, this has yet to be titled project will be a linear single-player adventure that will offer different viewpoints on the war. We don't know how much more about the game, but we're excited to learn more, hopefully sooner rather than later. I didn't even hear about this game, but that actually sounds pretty cool. Like, especially if it's a really good single-player linear experience, that might actually be good. Motive Studios Iron Man game. So, Motive Studios, the studios behind Star Wars Squadron and the Dead Space remake. I said when I said I saw Star Wars Squadrons because Star Wars Squadrons is actually kind of like a really, really short game. On top of that, I feel bad because like it's a good game, but it doesn't offer a lot of content. And on top of that, they did the Dead Space remake, which isn't hard in my opinion because you're doing a remake. So you're taking the original and you're just remaking it. So to put such a big IP as Iron Man into their hands and actually having them to put the game into development, they're saying it's a third-person single-player action game aims to capture per motives the complexity, charisma, and creative genius of Tony Stark, enabling players to feel what it's like to truly play as Iron Man. Hopefully they'll be able to make enough content and enough of a story to warrant actually going and buying this. Because like I said, the Star Wars Squadrons is a good game. It's just very short and not enough content. Now granted, I will throw this out there. They did release the Squadron game as a $40 game instead of $60 or a $70 game like most games nowadays. So that's the one thing I will throw caveat-wise. It is a significantly shorter game, significantly less content, but it was sold at a reduced price. And like I said, Dead Space remake. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if they actually do pretty good with it. Black Panther game, EA and the fledgling studio Cliffhanger Games. I can't remember if I've ever heard of Cliffhanger Games. If you guys have heard of Cliffhanger Games, let me know down below. Are giving Black Panther fans something they've never gotten before. A video game dedicated to the King of Wakanda. Described as a story-driven third-person action game. This actually sounds really good. We won't see the fruits of the Cliffhanger's efforts for years as the project was announced while very early in development. See, another thing. Early announcement on a game that still has a lot to, be desired. Early development, which is like, it still leaves wiggle room, so they could cancel it, they could change studios. There's all kinds of, especially when it comes to stuff like this, and it never sits well with me when I hear that it's with a fledgling studio, because EA could do so much with this. Now, the thing is like, are they going to be able to get a, quality game, especially a Black Panther one, and a third-person action game? Sign me up. I love a good third person, like action, story driven game. And then the last one, which was just announced about a month ago, is Marvel's Blade. It's done by Arcane Studios, or the people behind, Dishonored. But like I said, they just announced it. We don't know anything other than the little teaser trailer we got. There's It's probably like 5-6 years out. I hate to say it, but that's what a lot of these guys do. They announce a game, and we're freaking 5-6 years out from actually getting the game in hand. All right, so I want to hear y'all's takes. Do you guys think that we might potentially be seeing a, superhero fatigue coming to video games? Or do you think I might be overreacting and thinking this? And on top of that, do you guys see any of these games potentially being like the next blockbuster, like the Batman series for Arkham? Because, like I said, that Black Panther one with the third person action, I actually like that idea. Or the what is it, the Skydance Marvel game where you're playing as Captain America. Like that one actually sounds pretty cool too. Anyways, let me know down in the comment section like how y'all feel about that. Y'all take it easy and I'll catch you later. Bye.